Alright. Work out the kinks here. So, this is the first blog, is the official married lady. I know, if anyone from my past sees this, they're gonna be like, wait, she got married? I bet it was for citizenship. No, it wasn't for citizenship. We're both born and bred New Yorkers in one fashion or another. So, I don't remember exactly where I left off because I haven't really been able to locate my brain for a couple of weeks. But let's just recap what I can remember, okay? There were some issues getting together the night before the wedding for a family dinner that got resolved, involving a lot of tension because it's, family. But we managed to meet at the place in Little Italy. And of course, it was during San Gennaro, which means that you couldn't drive right up to the restaurant, which meant my grandfather had to walk, which is not always the easiest thing for him. But whatever. Him and my uncle and my parents made it. My little sister Jasmine made it. Sam and I got there. His parents and brother were already there, of course, on time, whereas my family got there like 20-something minutes late. The dinner went pretty well. My family was quite pleased and impressed, and I had told Sam's dad in the first place that my family was likely to order from what this restaurant offered, which was the family menu. Just a simple La Familia, which means that the plates were meant to serve several people. Like a $25 plate of pasta on this family menu. I'm not kidding. It was like a platter. It's like 6 people's worth of a human-sized portion of pasta. So, of course, we got a couple of those to share, and my grandfather got his own thing, and my uncle got his own thing. But, of course, they were still eating off of the pasta, too, because if you're going to put that much food in front of them, they're going to try everything. My dad went so far as to try the food off of Jasmine's plate while she was up from the table. I told her, don't worry, this means you're really part of the family. Other people are trying to steal your food when you're not here to defend it. Sam's dad seemed relatively impressed by the total of the bill, which of course he didn't let anyone else see. But yeah, my relatives were all pretty pleased. They were very expressive about their gratitude to Mark, which is Sam's dad. The next day was the wedding. That was a thing. If you've ever tried to travel on mass transit with luggage, you know it's not easy. Now imagine you're trying to get from a portion of Queens, New York, into the city to Grand Central, onto a train as opposed to a subway train, all the way out to another part of New York. This is an experience I don't soon wish to repeat. If I only trip twice on that luggage, it's a miracle. Once I flat out just whoo. It's alright. We got there, and that was why I had his parents meet us for lunch the week before and take up as much as they did, which even then wasn't everything because I knew I was going to forget stuff. But we got there, we all got ready at Sam's parents' house for the most part. I got dressed at the reception venue, and because it was raining on Friday, because, it's me, we ended up having the wedding itself at the reception venue, which worked out pretty well, actually. No one charged us for the extra time. No one overbilled us because of the changes. Because we told everyone on Tuesday, we said, look, all this week, rain, rain, rain. It's going to rain, it's going to rain, it's going to rain the whole following week on our honeymoon. Friday, it actually rained. Like, rained. So, the whole Friday morning getting ready, and the whole Thursday night before, for that matter, between Thursday morning and Friday morning, 2 hours before the wedding, people were dropping like flies. I couldn't believe it. We had seen our event planner from the caterer on Tuesday, and we told him, all right, when we spoke on Friday before, it was 58. Our math was a little off. It's actually 55. But we paid for 58 because that was the check we'd gotten because that was the number we thought when I went to the bank. he said it's fine. It just means in the end you'll have a bit of a rebate. Your contract is for 60 anyway, so you're paying a certain amount of people who aren't showing up no matter what. I said, okay, fine. By the time the wedding actually happened, we were down to something like, oh my God, a table of 6 didn't come, and then a total of like 8 more of our friends didn't come at the last minute. And it was a range of reasons, like, oh, I suddenly have to work, or oh, well, I didn't know it, but my roommate's friend is coming in from Germany, and she's not going to be able to be here. Look, if your friend is coming in from out of the country, which, by the way, my sister Jasmine did, you don't say you have to stay home to let in your friend's friend. That's their responsibility. You've had plans. You were invited months ago. That's looking for an excuse to bail. And then one person, actually more than one person, at the last minute said, oh, my date bailed on me at the last minute. I don't think I'm going to be able to come. Really? Really? That's not your lead off. Okay, if you can't make it, give me some sort of sense of respect. Give me some sort of indication that you care enough to lie. Don't lead off with my date bailed, I'm not coming. You're not the only single person at this wedding. We're getting married. Half the event is the family members, and the other half is friends. There's going to be other single people there. Okay? But whatever. But yes, one of the highlights of the day, aside from the wedding itself and the awesome food Abigail Kirsch in Westchester, New York provided, is, we had our speeches and stuff, and everyone seemed really pleased with my speech, which was significantly longer than Sam's, because Sam is a very brief, funny to the point kind of a guy. So he wrote this, funny but to the point poem. So that's his style. I'm a wordy bitch, So it was very long, and I specifically thanked the event planner, the venue holder, the catering staff, the photographer, the DJ. I made sure that we publicly acknowledged everyone who had helped put the whole damn thing together, because I think a lot of people who get married in the rush, in the, oh my God, I'm getting married, they forget how many people are involved in helping get you there. I'm not one of those people. No matter how excited I get, I spend so much time beforehand pre-planning for everything that I'm likely to forget in the rush of things that it doesn't happen. So I started writing this speech like 3 days before the wedding so that I didn't forget people. Then I thanked his parents, everyone who came from out of town, my parents individually, my sister Jasmine for all of her hard work, and of course I finished it off with some kind words about thanking Sam for putting up with me and going so far as to see past my bullshit and marry me, because it's true. My dad got to get up and talk. My grandfather got up and spoke. Sam's brother and father spoke. My sister Jasmine spoke as maid of honor. My sister Jasmine, my entire family was like beyond impressed with her. Because this girl, part of the reason she and I get along is personality. Another part of the reason she and I get along is that we're really some of the only people who can match each other drink for drink. And another reason we get along is that we're both jacks of all trade. We both sing. We both work hard. We both are very centered around family and friends and making people happy. And we both, are well spoken, and we're both knowledgeable. And we're really, we've both worked in a whole bunch of different fields for different reasons at different times. We're very eclectic, well-rounded people. So every time someone heard something new about her, they were like, wait, she does that too? What doesn't she do? It's like, yeah, that's my little sister Jasmine. So that was cute. And let's see, what else? The honeymoon, awesome. I don't know why, but for some reason, Massachusetts weather decided to cooperate with us. And not only that, when we checked in our hotel, there was a corked bottle of local vineyard wine and a plate of several chocolate dipped strawberries waiting in our suite, which was upgraded from the room we'd booked to a larger room with 2 bathrooms and a bayside view. Now, a lot of hotels, they say view of the ocean or a bayside view, and you're talking about a window that's about this big in one corner of the place that lets you kind of see the ocean if there's not a boat in the way. When you open the door to our suite, from like, okay, you're looking at the horizon line, right? If my face is where the door to the suite was, from here to well beyond here, all you saw was waterline. The hotel was literally, look it up on a map, literally across the street from Cape Cod Bay. Because we were in Provincetown. So we were on the water. I mean, we were this close to being in the water. Look it up. We stayed at a place called Harbor Hotel, Provincetown, Massachusetts. Great place, very friendly staff. They also have a pool on the grounds, but when you're that close to the ocean, it's, 6 of 1. But yeah, they were very nice, very generous, and considering the week we went, practically empty. You gotta remember, the first day of fall in New England is literally the end of the season. All of the tourists go. Felt like heaven. There was practically nobody around except the locals, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So we had a pretty good week. We had a little cloudburst on Thursday night, and it rained the morning we left. But other than that, we had perfect weather. Literally perfect weather. But on the last day we were there, I got what is, to me, the only really significant experience souvenir that's relevant, which is this. You see that? That is our wedding date. As a tattoo. Takes up one full side of my lower arm. And in case you're curious, yes, this is a color grade. This being the deepest blue and the yellow being all the way up here. Meant to be a rainbow effect. A light scale rainbow effect. In part because we're part of the community, and in part because we were in Provincetown, Mass., which is really well known for being very sought after property in the LGBTQ community. So it's significant on several levels, like all of my tattoos are. And it wasn't a surprise. I didn't leave Sam to do something and then show up with a tattoo. Just walk up to him and there's a whole bandage all over my arm. What did you do? No, he came with me to the shop. Believe it or not, as much as he hates needles and will never, ever, ever, according to him, get a tattoo, he thinks I should get more of them. I'll let that joke sink in. Well, I mean, it's not a joke, but it's funny, My parents spent so many years telling me, why do you need another one? Why do you need another one? And I got married to someone who's like, well, if you're going to do it, I mean, why don't you just, do the whole thing and fill it all in? And I'm like, you want me to get full sleeves? You know how expensive that is? It's like, oh, well, over time, that's going to be me, 60 years old, filling in a blank spot on my arm. Okay, so it's been almost the 15 minutes that YouTube allows. I'm going to go have something to eat and catch up on a week's worth of Miss TV. Thank you, Hulu. And I'll probably think of more details to mention about Jasmine and things like that and the wedding. But that's all for now. I'll record more tomorrow. Probably. Later.